Question is that a lot of us are probably asking ourselves today: can we be successful out here in today's economy? I think yes, and I also think no, depending on your mindset. Let me uh let me explain. Before, like when you think about your perception of being successful out here, it normally was your strive for going to college, what your parents taught you. They told you they wanted you to take this certain direction in life in order to get ahead, take after them. Well, this is the problem with that. A lot of you have your own ideas and your own avenues that you want to take. And the ways that money was made back then don't really apply today. In some ways, it still apply, and in some other areas, it don't apply. And one of the things that come into play today is social media. Social media, when it comes to making money, you're seeing a lot of millionaires, a lot of people starting up companies. You're starting, not only that, let's just think about even when it comes to different ideas that people come up with. They normally come up with these ideas off of venting to people on social media, streaming. We in a marketing world today. We don't do the door to door no more. Those days are over. So when you think of success, you have to actually look at success as something that, what do you look as success? Because if you take the path of other people, that's their journey. Their journey is not your journey, which means you have to have your own perception of what you want to do, your own reality. Your reality is your reality. This is what creates more millionaires, more billionaires, because people think outside the box. People don't think the same, and this is the problem today. So many people are trapped into their own mindset of thinking alike. They express so much to each other about the same matters in the same situations to the point you can't have your same ideas. It's one of the reasons why, like, I'm 44, and when I look at life now, I see why movies are being remade. It's no new ideas. It seems like people are stuck into the twilight zone of yesterday. They don't even think about tomorrow. They're thinking about how can we remake. They remaking everything to the point. It's like, how do you sit down and come up with an idea of something that was already created? No new ideas, no new movies. Everything is redone. It's like a replay. And that's what's happening now. People are just recycling other people's ideas, not coming up with anything new. So when you think of success, success is thinking outside the box. You could never be successful in this lifetime thinking just like someone else. And when I say thinking, I'm talking about, this is one of the reasons why when you're around people all day, you start to kind of like think like them. They persuade you to think like them. It's the same thing when it comes to politics. People say, who you voting for? Next thing you know, you had your mind tied up into something else. But then they start throwing you scenarios that might not even be true. But you start to sway your vote in another direction because you got too many people in your ear. Just what it is. So we definitely are in an area now in life where as though it's becoming a struggle to be able to understand how to move in this life, Tom, because a lot of you can't really think on your own. This is why a lot of times you got to get away. You got to take walks. You got to do things by yourself. You got to be able to think for yourself. And it's hard to think for yourself when you're around clutter all the time. You got to break away. When you break away from that cycle, you're going to think different. This is why a lot of times I like to be alone and take walks. When you walk, you take walks, and you tend to think different. You think outside the box. You start thinking about stuff. I walk down the street. Next thing you know, I'm at a park, and when I'm at a park, my son is on the side of me. He said he's talking to me. I'm listening to him, but I'm also thinking. It's relaxing. You look at the trees. You're looking at the water. Wherever you at, is somewhere comfortable. You have to be in a comfortable environment where you're able to think. And when you're able to think, you're able to actually come up with ideas to be able to better yourself. People don't just create products just out of thin air. It's normally from looking at things and sitting back, and then all of a sudden something pops up and say, whoa, hold up. I see how we can kind of come up with something. I think I have an idea. Now, in some people's eyes, these ideas are dumb. What end up happening is when these ideas come to fruition, and now they're on the shelves. All of a sudden, they strike you big, and then you're now like, wait a minute, why I ain't never think of that? Or you be like, yo, I was thinking of something like that. I just couldn't quite get it like in my mind what I was trying to do. Like a lot of times it's good to write stuff down, but don't express it to anybody. Keep it to yourself and work on it. It's nothing wrong with being silent in your moves today. So when it comes to being successful, success is definitely lies within that person. No one can tell you the right path to being successful because everybody avenue is different. Some people got different connects, and when you look at people's connections, people got different people that they know, and a lot of times they get a head start. And when I say a head start, that means if I know somebody that can connect me with the right people, that's a head start. It's not to say that they did it for me, but they gave me a head start because I gave an idea and I put something out there, and I also wrote a proposal, and then they connected me to the right people, and the right people had the hand in the pot to be able to pull me in and be like, all right, look, we're going to do this, and next thing you know, you out there. That's why a lot of times you can't really take advice from many people. You just have to stride. You have to basically move to your own flow, but you have to move. You can't stay stagnated. You can't be on the couch thinking about you wish you can do this, you wish you can do that. You got to move. You got to do it. You got to start to dangle your foot out there. You have to start to at least pick at something. My thing was when I first said to myself I wanted to buy a rental property, I was listening to people, but I wasn't. What happened was I started dibbling, dabbling, and looking at certain things, and then I started researching about renovations, and then I was like looking up stuff, and then it got to a point where as though you looking up so much stuff to the point you're going to talk yourself out of doing the things you want to do. Sometimes you just got to do it, and what ended up happening was I jumped out there, and when I jumped out there, I ended up doing it, and I started swimming, and I also had some mishaps. Went through a bankruptcy. Still got my property today. But the whole moral of the story is you have to try. And that's the only way for success today. It's no set trends of what could I do to get rich? You got to stop thinking like that. If you're thinking like that, you're already thinking backwards. You can't think about getting rich because what's going to happen is it's going to cloud your mind. It's going to cloud your memory, and you're going to start doing things that you should not be doing. Don't think about just getting rich. I think that's a bad way to start off anything. It's the same thing as saying, no, if I get that job, am I going to be able to make the top salary? It's like you already trying to skip steps and trying to get ahead, and you ain't even got your foot in the door yet. Gotta build up, build up. You need to understand how to move out here before you start thinking that you're gonna be up here. You can't be up here if you don't know how to start off. You gotta know how to start off. You have to. And if you don't figure it out, life will make sure you start to understand how to figure things out because you will get humbled. And when I say humble, you have people out here every day sleeping inside their cars, sleeping on somebody's couch, no way to put food in their mouth. Like, I'm going to tell you something. It ain't nothing harder than having nothing. So if you used to having nothing, then keep doing the same thing that you're doing. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't look for success to be something that's going to make you happy. You have to feel it, you have to want it, and you also have to work at it. Success don't just come overnight. So if you're looking to be successful out here, I'm going to tell you right now, think long and hard and work on whatever type of direction and trajectory that you see for yourself. Work towards that. Take baby steps, but don't go too slow. Move consistently and be accurate at your moves that you're trying to make. And make sense. Don't be wishy-washy, thinking it's just a fly-by-night. You got to take everything serious. All right? So I'm going to say like this. Push comes to shove, that's the sign for you that it's a test for you that's worth you going through. And if it's worth you going through, you're going to make it. Don't think you're going to fail. You're not going to fail. Failure is only if you never tried. It's not just because you didn't succeed. It means you did not try. That's the only way you can fail, if you have not tried. Because when you try something, you're going to know how to try it differently the next time. All right? Peace. Be out. Stay successful.